That's funny. Yeah. All right, guys, I can't do this no more. I can't have this GMW the way it is. I just can't. You guys see that? Partially, a lot of that is my fault. I was getting down on it the other day. I curbed it a few times, and you know, when you have a car like that you just don't have the same love for as your other car, you end up beating it up, and that's exactly what happened on the GMW. So I gotta start fixing that thing. I gotta make it equal level to the GTO. It's a car that I spend a lot of time and effort on getting that engine swapped in there, and it definitely doesn't get the same kind of love. It gets thrashed on, so it gets extreme love, but it doesn't get the same kind of, oh, let me fix this type of love. So it starts looking pretty bad. So we got to do something about the GMW and how it looks. So I got to fix a bunch of stuff, and we're pretty much gonna start probably today, make it look as nasty as it sounds, you know.
Good morning.
What time is it, fool? Are you just waking up?
11:30. It's too early to be awake. This fool came in and was like, get up, we got a lot of stuff to do.
Sorry, I think that's my dad in me.
It is.
He never used to let us sleep past 10, like, especially if it was a decent day outside, or if he had stuff to do, he couldn't sleep past 10, so.
Yeah. Today we're gonna go look at my brother's van, and he has it up for sale because he is not doing his electrical job anymore, so he doesn't need it. So we're gonna go look at it, see what we can do, maybe fix it up.
Yeah, most likely I'm gonna fix it up and sell it. We're pretty much working on giving you guys more content on just daily stuff. Not necessarily daily stuff, but just what we're doing in general to achieve our car goals. I have a pretty big goal for the end of this year, and we have 2020 vision for it. So we got to make moves to achieve these goals. So this is part of it. We have really insane goals. They're borderline scary goals, but we're gonna work our butts off to get there. So
it is. Gotta dream big, right?
So we got a work van to get rid of here.
Yes, we do.
What do you think?
It needs a lot of work, y'all.
It needs a bit of work, but
it needs some love.
It just needs to be clean, but this is what we're working with. Yeah. It's actually not terrible. It's a good little work van.
It is. It looks really good. It just needs love. It needs a lot of love.
So yeah, this is what we have to do to fund some of these projects. So yep. So this is the next thing to do. Yeah, it doesn't need a lot. It just needs some love. It's been parked for a minute. Underground thunder pounds when I stop the ground like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan. You can't stop a train. Some don't come unprepared. I'll be there, but when I leave there, better be a household name. You know, if you don't film it, it didn't happen. So all these people who be filming, working on their cars, if you don't show that you actually put, you know, your chocks and your jack in there, your jack stands, it didn't happen. Good old GMW. Guess what, guys? I ordered parts for this thing. See, this is all gonna get fixed. I'm gonna try to be less of a hood rat with this car. You know, all of this. Right now I might zip tie it up. But it's all real loose. Which brings us to today. These are 8K springs that I ran on the GTO. And we're switching out the other springs. Actually they're 8.5K, and I'm unsure of what the springs are in here. Eventually I'm gonna throw some wheels on this thing that are a lot cleaner than these guys. These ones were cheapies, as you guys know. And yeah, they're not exactly ideal for what I wanted, but they're serving the purpose. These guys, sorry, I'm just like full of energy right now. These guys are going in here. These guys should hold the weight very, very good for this car. Now I have a really, really good idea for this car, and you guys will be seeing this in the next 3 months. So I have 3 months to get this car done and ready for the season as well as the GTO. We're going full out. GTO is gonna stay relatively similar to what it is now. Yeah, and then we're gonna have some fun on this BMW here. So what's gonna happen on the BMW is we're gonna try to get it down to full race trim. I'm gonna try to get it as light as possible with a respectable horsepower figure, and I know exactly how I'm gonna do it. We're just gonna do some little upgrades to it for now. So right now, I believe there is a progressive spring in the rear of the BMW, and it's giving me some body roll. I'm gonna fix that right now with these 8K springs that I had on the GTO. BMW has a lot of work. Obviously, it already has LS in it. It has 5.3, has a very mild cam in it right now. That sounds super aggressive. It's not that aggressive. It's an ASA cam. It's a low lift cam. It's the lift is only 5.525 on the lift, and yeah, so that's pretty low. So we gotta change some things around. We are keeping the budget oriented build with this car, but just because it's budget doesn't mean it has to be junkyard or trash or beater. So with that being said, there's a lot to be done on this car. First and foremost, I want it to look better before any of the power stuff goes down. So yeah, new bumpers coming for sure this week, and new headlights. We want it to look a lot better. I want to take photos and you guys click on it and be like, damn, that car looks dope. That car looks very similar to the GTO as in overall quality of build. So that's what we're going for. I think we're gonna lower it down just a little bit, tiny bit, not a lot. Gotta measure these guys and we'll go from there. I can hand compress these ones and I can't hand compress this one. Should be make the rear end feel a lot tighter. This is what we're using. We're gonna measure it to get the overall same ride height, or I should just slam it. Hood rich way of doing this, just bounce it, boom, back in there, bam. You see that? You see that? Then you put your jack under this bad boy. This is your shock here. Jack the control arm up until you reach it. Till you reach where you need to be, boom, it's in place. Always put the jack under it, and then it'll pop right up. There we go, right there. It's my sweet spot. Rattle wrench. Now eventually I'm gonna put some conies on here, some two-way adjustable conies, but for right now, this is gonna have to work nice and tight. There we go. Let this down, it'll hold itself. Boom, on to the next one. Okay, first thing's done for the BMW, the GMW. That is finished. Now, I've got to tighten up these. Now, this is not where it's gonna sit because I just let it down and the e-brake's on. So once the e-brake's off, it's probably gonna settle down about 1 inch lower. So obviously, we want to put some way more aggressive wheels on here. For the power I want, yeah, we need at least a 9.5 wide wheel. I believe these are like 7 3/4 or 8. I would like to fit same wheel size as the GTO on here, but I have to use a lot less offset on this car. So And then the fenders are not a big deal because I will end up doing some sort of possible fender flare, which I already have here, and wide body setup. So now I'm sure all of you guys are wondering, why are you doing this to the Beamer and not the GTO? The GTO, I've explained this several times. Street car, expensive to build. Like, if I wanted to be competitive, the GTO is fairly expensive. Yes, I got the power now to do it, but pretty much I'm about at the threshold of the rear end, and I don't want to find out. The rear ends on those cars are pretty expensive. I've already did axles and stubs. I don't want to do that. So this car, M3 diff in here, and then if that doesn't end up working out, I could do a 750i differential in here, and those are known to hold 1,000 plus. Let's see, the whole rear subframe is done on this car. So all the bushings, it's been reinforced. The rear trailing arms, all of the bushings have been done on this car. Really why I call it the beater is more how it looks, not necessarily how it drives, and that is the reason. What's left to do? I need to go through the whole interior of the car. It's been gutted, but it's not fully gutted. There's some wires that could go away. This car could easily potentially be a 2,500 pound car with me in it. Once I go through and get race seats in here, steering wheel, get all the stuff out of the dash taken care of, but we're gonna be handling that in future videos. So you guys are literally gonna watch this thing transform, and then I got pretty much until April to do so, and we're gonna be running both cars at the track and gonna have a good time. Now, as of the moment, we're keeping the Z32 5-speed in here, and later on, if I could find a pretty good deal on a Turbo 400 or something like that, I will go that route, or even a T56. I don't mind keeping it stick shift because that is driving to me, even though all you guys are gonna be like, you should get an automatic. Automatics are more consistent. I drive my stuff on the streets, baby. You know this thing, they drive better on the street stick shift. It's funner on the street stick shift. I could pick a gear whenever I feel like it. So we'll see what it is, and we'll go from there. For right now, clutch kicks and rear end slides is what we're working for.
It's the time for games and it's the time to kill. Make up your mind, baby, cause the time is here.